Hello. Please work. Yes, it's working. Hello. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Shabir from Velo City and welcome back to another Toho Tuesday. Guys, hello. Apologies for the delay. Oh my god, not only was I running late, but when I actually got to the studio and started setting everything up, my computer wouldn't turn on. I'm like, bro, what's going on here? Not today. But basically, I don't know what it is, right? It must be a common thing because it's happened to both of my computers now, my stream computer and my work computer upstairs, right? But it just wouldn't turn on. Like it would go to the BIOS, you know when it shows you like the brand or whatever it is, the BIOS stuff, and then it goes it doesn't even actually tell me what to do. You might want to fix the chat display on stream. Wait, fix what? What have I done? Wait, what the hell is that? What is that? What the heck is? What's going on there? What? All right, hold on, give me a second. That's weird. Excuse me? I've never seen that before. What the helly? Hold on. How do I scroll up in a overlay though? What? There you go. I just had to refresh the cache on that one. Hello there. Anyways, first of all, hello there, Space Marine. How's it going? Zekrom, how's it going? Dash, how's it going? Francis, welcome. Theodore, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, you guys. Oh my god. Bro, tell me about it, man. Like, do you know, it doesn't even tell me how to fix it, but do you know how I do fix it? I have to unplug all of my USBs and then turn off my computer, unplug all of my USBs, turn it back on, and then it works, and then I have to replug them all back in. I assume it's some kind of USB bandwidth issue with the motherboard. I don't even know, man. I don't know what's going on. But it doesn't even tell me that's the problem. I just figured that out, and every time that pattern happens, that's how I fix it. But yeah, thankfully I knew what to do, but otherwise you'd be here forever. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you big time. Thank you. Today's gonna be a fun one, man. We are going to be finishing up the final chapters of Cage in Lunatic, Runate, Crim. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it big time. And then before we go on to Twitch, I see we have some gameplay to watch. I'm looking forward to this, man. Okay, throwing it back with some Touhou 6, yeah. All right. Yeah, BIOS issues sound like something related to SSD and mother. Right, okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's USB bandwidth stuff, right? I'm like, okay, well, I do get it. I have a lot of stuff connected to my USB hub, so it's whatever. But all right. After that, just a reminder, we will be going onto Twitch to do the music section of the playlist. So if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Twitch. There we go. And also, be sure to subscribe to our VOD channel as well, because this is where all of those VODs go up to. So, lovely. All right. Guys, without further ado, I'm not going to yap too long. Oh, I do see the goal is still... by the way, speaking of goals. Hey, yo, look at that. Touhou 12 is well on the way. Oh, my God. Yo, guys, it's time for some more Touhou gaming, man. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. And I also do see today's goal is looking almost filled, so which is a surprise actually. Like, that is crazy. Usually the Touhou goals are like absolutely destroyed by the time I wake up, but if you guys no worries, obviously, like if it's like that till the end of the stream, it's like that till the end of the stream. But there are some few slots left over if you guys want to get something in there. But might always restart your system. Oh yeah, absolutely, I do that as well. Yeah. Rare moment with it. Yeah, I know, right? All right. Without further ado, shall we get started? We're going to be kicking it off with the chapter read-alongs as always. Very excited for this, man. Very excited for this. All right, here we go. We have Cage in Lunatic, Runate. Oh, thank you for the subscribe. Hello there. All right, so we have chapter 7, chapters 8, and the afterward. So we're almost done. Guys, get some snacks, get some drinks, and hope you guys are ready for some... read-alongs. Alright, here we go. Oh, Crim, BGM. If you don't have any recommendations, I'll just pull up something that you've given from before. You know what? No. I said it before, man. I like reading, bro. Contrary to what you might believe, I enjoy reading, bro. I'm an avid light novel reader, or I was back in the day. I just don't like reading boring things, bro. Like medical textbooks. Oh man, I like reading. All right, here we go. Crim, how's this one? we can just go through this one. Just cycle through the albums and you're... Oh, gotcha. Perfect. In that case, what other ones have you given me? Reading out loud is something different. Yeah, exactly. Reading is one thing, remember... Oh, yes. Yeah. So essentially, while you listen to my my beautiful... No, I'm kidding. While you listen to me read along, we'll have some BGM going in the background. Time for some lore, bro. I'm looking forward to it, man. And we have quite a few options to go through, actually. Don't know which one to listen to. Hold on. We'll just open all of these up. They are. They really are. I think we've gone through all of them now, isn't it? Since we did the last couple of streams. What you're saying is that you want us to sponsor some medical book to the video. No, absolutely not. I will veto that, bro. Veto the hell out of that. Alright. Let's go with this one. Speaking of the moon. That sounds pretty fun. All of the ones in music from the... Yeah, right. This is so nice, man. Okay, hold on. Let's do that. All right, let's go. Okay, chapter 7, half body, half loyalty. A mysterious force created oscillations in the seawater, waves. Although water appears as if it surges towards the shore, in reality the flow... guys? Yeah, 240, I think, maybe. Yeah, I think 240 is better. How does it look? Sound is the reality. The water is unaffected by the direction of the wave. Sound is also a wave that is transmitted through air. Of course, sound can be carried against the wind as well. It can propagate regardless of the direction of airflow. Then, what are waves? What are they conveying without displacing matter? Nice. The more I pondered about it, the more confused I became. It did not help the headache I had from dealing with people of many different wavelengths for the past half a year. Here above the moon sea, the water... Okay, I wonder whose POV this is. Here above the moon sea, the water surface silently wavers. Almost no sound, natural or artificial, can be heard. It is as peaceful and gentle as Higan was. There are many worlds that come after death, but... Oh, Yomu! Okay, Yomu cannot silence. But the first one to be visited after crossing the Sanzu River is Higan. Hey, hello there, Bakaras. Welcome. Oh, giddy. Instead of a med book, we got a science text. But at least it's Toho. I'll take it, man. Higan is the place one will wait until their sins are judged by the Enma. In Higan, there is neither night nor day, winter nor summer. Higan was just a quiet place where flowers bloom beautifully in the lifeless winds. For some reason, the moon sea closely resembled it. There was no sense of life. The sea didn't have any trace of karma, nor its effects that all life had. What that meant was either nothing lives in these waters, or only those who cannot die live here. I didn't really understand why I was here. I was only carried here by people of different wavelengths. I've never understood what was happening around me since summer. Summer in the netherworld is where spirits dwell as they await reincarnation. Since they were spirits that were allowed to reincarnate, most of them were good-natured, but they weren't assured to reincarnate into humans again. However, even birds or beasts would be preferable, since there was a possibility of reincarnating as a caterpillar or other lowly insect. As spirits never seemed to worry about the next life, they just relaxed and took in the sights of the netherworld as usual, being carefree by nature. I was usually in charge of the... Oh, what in the yakar? Yoran, is this? Haku Gyokuro. Okay. Haku Gyokuro. That's not that bad. Haku Gyokuro. Okay, garden and security. But right now, I'm handling the reception of a guest. Listening to conversation while remaining seated, attentive, and upright is still one of my weak points. Is she me? Is Yomu me? Were you listening to me? Yes. Well, I was baffled by the abrupt question. My mistress, Lady Yuyoko... Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, Yuka Saigyoji, seated right beside me, answered in my place. Of course we weren't. Neither I nor Yomu. Is that so? Well, I sort of assumed that. I'm guessing that means you don't care about the fine details, correct? I really wasn't paying any attention at all. But I wonder why I guess accepted that answer so easily. Perhaps Lady Yuyoko truly wasn't listening in the first place. To get to the point, I would like for you to keep the vampire and her underlings under surveillance. This is Yukari, I guess. Well, let's see. Surveillance? All that we were supposed to do is survey the netherworld, and what the yokai do in the world of the living is none of our concern. It was the first time we'd received such a request. Ah, Ran, okay. Oh yeah, of course it would be Ran. The one to bring us such a strange request to us was the fox, Ran Yakumo. Why do you want us to keep them under surveillance? If they want to go to the moon that badly, why not just let them go and do as they please? We cannot allow that to happen. This is Lady Yukari's request, and Ran sipped her tea. She seemed to be choosing her words carefully. Oh, choosing her words, right. As you know, she has attacked the lunar capital once, but it ended in defeat. Ever since then, she's been awaiting her chance of revenge. Lady Yukari was Ran's owner. Lady Yukari Yakumo. She is Lady Yuyuko's old acquaintance and is just as incomprehensible in her doings as she was. They run completely different wavelengths to me. I mean, they're basically computers, man. Lady Yukari once tried to invade the moon a long time ago, as it was several centuries ago. I had naturally not been born at the time. When Ran said, as you know, she was referring to when Lady Yuyuko witnessed this event herself. From that line, I knew that this conversation was not directed at me. We had sought out the vampire's strength to solidify our own, but as we suspected, they were planning to go to the moon under their own power. Lady Yukari spoke of not wanting to go without any sort of cooperation. However, under the current conditions, that was odd. I normally do not understand Lady Yukari, but something seemed unusual about her asking for the vampire's cooperation, and before requesting help from Lady Yuko at that. Lacking any sort of strategy, the vampire's house had no hope of success. That is the extent of the Lunarian strength, and once he attacked the lunar capital, the Lunarians will be all the more vigilant against further intrusions. That is the most convenient for the fox, for Lady Yukari. Right. Now that I think of it, it was around that time when that fox came calling, when the circumstances starting to bewilder me. When I cannot understand something, I tend to ask for an explanation as soon as I can. I was taught to live by the adage, asking makes one appear foolish, but not asking makes one foolish indeed. You know what? Yes, I live by this motto as well, man. That's why I truly believe there is no such thing as a stupid question, man. We are all in the pursuit of knowledge here. And thinking you shouldn't ask a question because you might appear dumb is a greater sin than actually being dumb, in my opinion. So ask away, bro. Stupid ass questions. Ask away. No such thing. Where are we? However, I was beginning to feel it was inhibiting my comprehensive ability. If I merely taught everything, I may eventually lose the ability to think for myself altogether. Yeah, interesting point. Once I asked Lady Yuka, as I usually do, she replied, whenever you open your mouth, it's to ask, what is that? Or what does that mean? Conversation with you are less meaningful than those with mute sprites around here. Oh my god! My apologies. However, about the saying, asking makes one appear foolish, but not asking makes one foolish indeed. So you're feeling foolish about asking the questions, Yomu? Huh? Foolish questions are about things that should have been already obvious to you. You should do well to ask plenty of those. Pretending to know something you don't is a great loss. Exactly. However, asking about what you want to know doesn't feel foolish at all, but those questions won't necessarily get you answers. If you really want to know something, you should think for yourself. In an environment where you can ask a question and always get an answer, you will only have less that you want to know. I know, bro. I don't agree with that, man. I think you should always ask questions. Obviously, there's critical thinking as well. You should think for yourself too. But if you don't know something and there's no way for you to ascertain what the answer is, you ask, and then you can ask why it is as well. But you always ask, man. A life without things you want to know is nothing but misery. Yes, especially if you live a long while. See, we're human, so we have to relate to Yomu and not Lady Yuko. Needless to say, Lady Yuko died a very long time ago. She remains in the netherworld as a ghost. However, she uses the expression life quite a bit. I do not have any self-confidence in how much I can comprehend what Lady Yuko has told me. If she knew yet did not tell me, I thought it was nothing more than her teasing me. But lately the number of people who would not answer my questions increased. Perhaps they thought answering questions was a bother. In that case, I'm sorry to have caused them trouble. How are you making Yomu feel like this, man? Shake my damn head. I see. But Lady Yukari said that since Lady Yuko saw that lunar invasion, she should be able to understand the situation immediately. Am I right? Ran muttered, this is not how Lady Yukari said it would be as she left. While I was thinking, it appeared that Lady Yuko had already declined her request. I cannot understand the reason why Lady Yukari wanted us to keep the vampire under surveillance, nor the reason why Lady Yuko turned it down. I cannot understand any of it. Why did Lady Yukari bring a request like that to you? I instantly regretted asking that question, as nonchalant as I was. Had I not been told to think for myself? Bro, she's getting bullied out here, man. Is it not as you heard? It seems to be troubling her. Yes, I suppose. I, Yomu Kompaku, gardener of Hakugyokuro, have decided to act independently. I would survey the doings of the vampire and her servant while investigating the underlying scheme they were plotting. Oh, man. Of course, I would not be asking anyone for help, no answers, and understand things on my... Bro, they're knocking her confidence, man, as much as I could at least. With this, the rocket is even closer to completion. Splendid work, Sakuya. That'll be enough for now. Yes, ma'am. The maid passed the bookshelf behind, which I had hidden myself. I sneaked into the underground library at the Scarlet Devil Mansion. A rocket built for moon travel had been in production here. I was able to familiarize myself with the incomplete rocket without drawing attention to myself. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The outer wall was made of wood, and there were issues with its strength. Its shape was like that of 3 buckets stacked on top of each other, but the exact... Oh, hello, Kensuke. How you doing, man? Welcome. Its shape was like that of 3, but I was looking at the rocket, I was like, that looks a bit off. But the exact connection to each other was unclear. Well, that's why they need Reimu. The windows fitted into the outer walls were normal windows. I could see the interior through them, pointlessly gaudy furnishings such as lace curtains and tables shaped like a crescent moon. What I was most concerned about was as the rocket looked more like a small, odd house. I could not determine its means of flight. The business of building a rocket to go to the moon independently was nothing more than a bluff. Maybe they're actually building a special house for moon viewing parties. While it appears they are building a rocket, I do not believe it is in any condition to leave for the moon anytime soon. I should make a memo of this. I mean, she might not be a scientist, but she knows that much, to be fair. Yeah, I wonder how a little spy will continue to believe she had not been spotted. Oh? So then, how long will it be until the rocket is complete? Why should I tell an intruder like you anything? Oh, that's right. I wasn't going to ask questions for now. I was going to think about things myself. I was seated at a table shaped like a crescent moon in the center of the library. There I was being confronted by the owner, Patchouli Knowledge. It seems I had... that's a second name, right? Patchouli Knowledge. That's crazy. It seems I had approached the rocket a little too closely and had been discovered. I knew you were here from the moment you entered. I decided to ignore you since making you leave would have been too much trouble. But you kept muttering something about memos. Huh? I was muttering? Well, I do not particularly mind, so long as you are not intent on stealing or breaking anything. As she spoke, she rang a bell placed on the table. Are you going to imprison me? If I was going to do anything of the sort, I would have done it a while ago. So why did you ring that? I called Sake to bring some tea. Only for me, though. Now, what is it? Excuse me? What brought you here? Was it something about the rocket? It's so interesting. Like, Yomu is to Yuko what Sakuya is to Patchouli, right? Kinda? Kinda like their ward or their servant or, you know, something like that. Kinda, right. It's like how your name is. What are you talking about, bro? Yeah, more, okay, alright. It seemed as if she had no intention of imprisoning me. When I thought about it, the vampire had made the fact that she was making a rocket to go to the moon public quite a while ago. And they had no idea that Lady Yukari had asked us to keep them under surveillance. In fact, it seemed as if they wanted everyone else to know that they were in the middle of a huge undertaking. I should take this opportunity to ask them as much as I wanted. But then I reconsidered as I thought it was best for me to think about everything for myself. See, but this is what I'm talking about. That's gaslighting, man. Like, why on... She has the opportunity to interrogate, interview the people that she needs to spy on, and now she's thinking twice. She's like, oh, maybe I should deduce everything myself. That's gas. Bro, the gaslight is real, man. I feel bad for her, bro. I feel so bad, dude. Earlier when I was looking at the rocket, there was something I could not quite figure out. What is it? Oh, okay. I don't know, she's asking to be fair. Just how is this rocket supposed to fly? Oh, that was just me speaking to myself. Speaking to yourself? Right, meaning, meaning was not a question. So you do not have to answer it if you prefer. Huh? No, not guidelining this kid. This is straight up gaslight. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but this rocket moves though. Just then, Takuya, the maid, entered the library holding up a cup of tea. She must have been called by the bell. Here's your tea, ma'am. Oh my, who do we have here? I thought it best to greet her for now. Sorry to not know each other. Why ask? Yeah, but that's the point, Zekrom. She can't figure out on her own. And initially, she would have asked if she wasn't told by Yuko to always try to figure out yourself. Like, this is absolutely not a situation where you try to figure out the inner workings of a of a machine that you've just seen, and your job is to actually gather intel on it. If you have the opportunity to get intel, then you take that, bro. You take that first-hand account. You don't try and make things up, man. Nah, she's been gaslit so hard. Oh my god. I'm so relieved to see you, Miss Patchley, if not, I'm wondering what you were doing by hiding in plain sight like that. She came here to see me in the first place, so there was nothing to worry about. I can no longer claim I was genuinely attempting to hide. I decided to bring tea for two. I did not believe you had left yet. Oh, thank you very much. I bowed as the maid placed 2 cups of tea. Okay, is this their first time meeting? Huh. Judging from his scent, I felt the quality of tea here cannot begin to compare to the tea at Haku Gyokuro. The scent of our green tea was so delicate yet long-lasting. It was in sharp contrast to the overpowering scent of the black tea that sat before me. Patchley opened her mouth. So where was I? About how the rocket moves. Ah, the propulsion. At the moment, I do not understand how it works. I understand it works yet. She doesn't understand. Well, it looks like there's nothing for Lady Yukari to worry about after all. It seems we need some form of energy source that comes in a 3-stage tube. I had Sakuya search for more information just now, but if you know anything about it, I want you to tell me. Why would you ask me, and how do you know if I would cooperate with you? Ah, Sakuya did me. She's just being a perfect mate. Ah, okay. With the standard introductions and all. Makes sense. Oh, but did you not want to see the moon? Do you not want to help with the surprise attack on the Lunarians? The Lunarians? About 2 or 3 years ago, some others who called themselves that took up residence in the bamboo forest. I can only think of them as not entirely suited to Gensokyo. I had thought to survey the vampire doings, but that was so I could understand Lady Yukari's motives. I would never want to be branded as an ally to the Lunarians, but if I did interfere with the rocket's completion, that just might happen as a result. For the time being, I merely told her I would let her know if I came across anything, and left the mansion. The road that leads to Hakure Shrine. The night had only deepened. Humans whose eyes were poorly suited for seeing in the dark were scarce to be seen here. As no humans lived in this area, and the trees that grew here created ominous shadow, it was a popular spot for tests of courage. Well, tests of courage in Gensokyo? Hey, yo, I think you might as well just kill yourself, bro. Oh my god. While I'm used to ghosts being half ghosts myself, I do not... Oh, shoot. Well, I think I forgot about that. I do not handle dark places very well. So for those who are wondering why I'm walking this dark path, there is a reason. It is part of my surveillance of the rocket being constructed at the Scarlet Devil Mansion. The maid Sakuya had left on an errand concerning it. I would not want to do a test of courage in a place where there are literally man-eating yokai. Like recorded man-eating yokai, bro. No thank you. No thank you. I'm following after her. In other words, tailing. It seems to be among the basics of investigation. I don't mean to boast, but I'm skilled in tailing. As I'm half human and half ghost, the presences of both are less noticeable than a full one. Yeah, Patchley said that she had Sakuya search for more information on the rocket's propulsion system. So if I follow her, I might be able to learn something myself. Why did Lady Yukari request the surveillance of the vampire's house? I wonder how long a little stalker will continue to believe she has not been spotted. Oh no, she's afraid of herself. Oh, if I've been spotted, I have no choice but to stop tailing. I will have to change my method of investigation from tailing to interrogation. Interrogation also seems to be among the basics of investigation. Oh, so how do you know about our rocket? Perhaps surveillance. Oh, I mean, wait. Did that fox come to you with the story of invading the moon as well? Excuse me? Because she came to us. She suggested that we invade the moon together. Well, that is now remembered. The fox mentioned wanting to form an alliance with the vampire and her servants. There seems to be something strange about that. Why would she ask the vampire? Why wouldn't she ask Lady Yuko first? Regrettably, as you may see it, we have already formed our own plan for invading the moon. We are even making an original rocket. If you say you wish to go as well, please refrain from going before we complete it, as my lady had already laid claim to the lunar capital. No, we weren't planning on going to the moon, but when will your rocket be finished? There is something important that we have been unable to find. But why should I have to tell you? Something important you have not been able to find. Why are you making a memo of it? What are you going to do with it? Nothing really. Sakuya disappeared toward the direction of the shrine. I was scared of traveling at night. So she's cute, man. So I followed quickly to avoid being left too far behind. I kind of misread Yomu. For some reason, I was thinking she was kind of like Sakuya with the kind of kudere vibes or something like that. She's a bit not meek, but she's soft. She's soft, bro. She's cute. Korindo, an antique store separated from the human village. Oh, well, it is an antique store. It sells more than antiques. It deals in anything its owner has been able to scavenge. The scavenged articles lay in front of the building. Yeah, making one think it might be more a place that buys stolen goods. Huh? You want to know what Miss Sakuya brought from here? Yes, I know she's been frequenting this store of late. I want as many details as possible. I'm sorry to say this, but a store like this must respect the privacy of our customers. I guess I'll have to search for myself. I looked around inside the store. Cold iron boxes, glass rings, and thin green plates. The store was filled with such things that could not be thought as desirable for purchase. What could be related to rockets in the store? Also, you're looking for research about rockets too? In that case, a book about the Apollo program would be just what you need. Yo. Speaking of which, how's Artemis 2 doing right now? Have they reached the moon yet, by the way? I think they're very close, right? Bro, what are the chances that we read this during our very first lunar mission in what, 40 odd years? Bloody hell, man. It's crazy. Serious. Oh my god. So what is like, I haven't actually been following it as much as I should have. Is the mission to actually land on the moon, is it? Or is it just go around the moon and come back? Funny enough, it was Lord of the Same Day. Oh, are you serious? Oh, it's not a moon landing mission. It's not a land. Oh, bro, we haven't landed on the moon since then, man. That's crazy. I wonder if we'll ever do that again. I see. But the pictures that came out of the mission was so, they were awe-inspiring, man. It was crazy. Is it actually? Oh, I see. Exciting stuff, man. Like, I'm one of those people, right, where I would hate to be in space. Bro, like, space terrifies me. Space absolutely terrifies me. But I love the concept of space exploration. The Lunarians actually... Bro, we're reading like IRL right now, bro. Yeah, no, you could not send me up to space, right? I mean, I would never want to even go there, even as a commercial side. But I love the concept of space exploration, man. I think it's one of the truest forms of human expression, is just wanting to discover the unknown. And what bigger unknown is there than interstellar travel, bro? Yeah, man. There are aliens in space. That's why I missed me with that, man. Right. Oh, actually. Oh, no. Oh, man. The Apollo program was a project that aimed to fly a rocket to the moon. Oh, please show me that book. I legit want to hear what Zuma called. Yeah, I know, right? I love how Toho brings so much IRL lore, IRL history into its lore. Yeah. Oh wow, man. Well, sorry to say, but we're sold out right now. They've all been brought up. Whoever's brought these books was clearer than glass. Well, I see. The Vampire's Rocket must be based on what's written in these books. I was certain of it. I felt I was beginning to understand the reason for the sudden progress on the rocket. The Vampire and her cohorts had obtained those books about this project from the outside world and used them for their own rocket. This means that Lady Yukari is probably worried if there were rockets in the outside world too. If they've completed a rocket that can go to the moon in the outside world, that might cause trouble for her. I don't think humans would have any chance against Lunarians, bro. It was truly a shame I was unable to find any of these books for myself. Just a little more effort and I might have even been to figure out what was about to happen. Well, even though all the books was about the Apollo program are gone, I have some books that have almost the same content. I don't think there's much of a difference at all. Then let me have one of those, please. Haku Gyokuro. And what would that book you're reading happen to be about, Yomu? Lady Yoko. Since it was raining today, I thought I'd study a little. I'm starting to wonder if it's interesting, right? Like, I don't know if I trust what's Elon's company again? I don't even know what it's called, bro. That or NASA. Like, it's got to be NASA, but they need funding though. That's the problem. Oh, SpaceX. Right. Yeah. It's got it. Yeah. They've been doing a lot of good work. Really? I mean, yeah, okay. Maybe I'm just ignorant. I haven't been keeping up with it. Right. But, yeah, man, I just... It's interesting. Yeah. Really. Because now, like, when you... Not to yap too much about this kind of stuff, right? But, bro... you know what humans do, man. We love exploiting stuff. We absolutely love it, bro. Absolutely love that. Like, that's why right now, I think it's absolutely incredible that, we're doing space exploration for the purpose of science. But I know. And the thing is, like, I'm not, like, I am a realist as well, right? Like, I know something, you need funds from somewhere. Like, something's got to fund these missions. There needs to be some incentive to go to the moon, to go to Mars, aside from just human curiosity and exploration, right? So I do understand that. I'm wondering how I feel about colonies being established on Mars, if that makes sense. Have you guys watched the TV show For All Mankind? You guys should watch that TV show. It's such a beautiful, like, alternate reality, alternate history kind of thing, man. Right. For All Mankind is such a banger show. And another show that, another movie that I recommend is The Martian with Matt Damon. Beautiful movie. Yeah. Right. Someone who isn't a fan of Elon's slides, it's hard to separate from SpaceX, but as a space flight enthusiast, I do appreciate a lot of the work SpaceX does. Yeah. Gratonis, that's something to always keep in mind as well, right? Is there are so many incredible scientists and researchers and smart minds also working at SpaceX. I've seen I've seen The Martian like 3-4 times, man. It's one of my, ironic to say, like, it sounds kind of weird, but it's a comfort movie for me. I really like it, bro. I really like that movie. Such a good one. Insane cast as well, man. Insane cast as well. Right. Studying? I'm shocked. Did not bother with such dull things and instead busy yourself with preparing the dumplings for tonight's viewing of the Harvest Moon. I nodded and she left the room. Then my eyes returned to the book. Oh, the Soyuz spacecraft. Speaking of For All Mankind. Yeah. Oh, that's the beauty of SpaceX right now. They can do that. Oh, you know what, Mr. Felk? Respect. Evidently, I'm not as read up on this as I should be. Yeah. I haven't seen it though. I probably would like. Yo, Corvia? 100%. 100%. I'm sure you would love it, bro. It is one of my top movies of all time. It's just such a good movie all round. Great one. Soyuz spacecraft. That's the Russian one, isn't it? That was also mentioned in For All Mankind as well. If you guys haven't seen that TV show, I'd highly recommend it. It's an Apple TV show. Very good. I think the new season is coming out this year. Season 5? 4, 5? After the end of the Apollo program, any further plans to reach the moon also became nothing more than fantasy. However, rockets used for the Soyuz spacecraft was said to have been even more technologically advanced than the rockets used in the Apollo program. If it had reached the moon before the Apollo program, this is literally the plot of For All Mankind. It's what if the Russians got there first? The book I brought from Korindo was all about the Apollo program as well as another kind of rocket. It appears that there was no major difference in shape between the Soyuz and the Apollo rockets. Yeah. See, the depths of the sea, it frightens me to no end, bro. Oh my god. Like, that stuff scares the hell out of me. Maybe it's because, like, there are aliens there. Well, like, fish, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? Have you seen the ones have you seen the fish down there, bro? Might as well be aliens, man. The reach tube that became thinner as it reached the tip. This confirmed my belief that the vampires used rockets from the outside world as a reference for hers. Yeah, that's freaking insane, man. That's crazy. It's meant. Oh, yeah, it's suppression. Yeah, so scary. Wow, man. Updated then, isn't it? I was worried that the abundance of technical terms would make it difficult to understand, but I was able to find a section about which I was most curious, the propulsion system. It seemed to be furnished with disposable fuel that flew when ignited, much like fireworks. Bloody hell, man. Going to the moon seemed to be something that would be difficult to do with magic, but the answer was surprisingly simple. If it's like that, then wouldn't filling it with gunpowder get them there soon enough? It might be rather uncomfortable though. While I pictured a house placed of fireworks flying through the air, my thoughts were interrupted by a voice calling for me. Yo, moon, are the dumplings ready? Yeah. Yes, ma'am, I'm coming. Tonight was the night of the harvest moon, according to the calendar at least. However, it likely wouldn't be possible to enjoy its glow if this poor weather continued. It had been drizzling for quite some time and had yet to stop falling. Even if the rain stopped, it was unsure if the clouds would also break up. But regardless, I enjoyed rolling the dumplings. Feeling the slippery smoothness after they had been steamed felt good. Just touching them made me happy. Hey, is tonight's offering ready yet? Oh, Lady Yuko, how long have you been there? It will only take a little while longer. She rushed over to me. Don't we have to start soon? It's the night of the harvest moon after all. I had the feeling she was not as anxious to see the moon as she was hungry. Yes, according to the calendar, According to the calendar, but seeing how the weather has been lately, I believe it will be raining tonight too. I pointed to the window. As the rain had continued for the past 2 or 3 days, I felt having a moon viewing ceremony tonight was hopeless. Yes, I realized that it is normal for the weather to be poor around this time of harvest moon, and has been for many years. In fact, it had been said that for 9 years out of 10, the moon would be hidden by the clouds. The way it would rarely show itself has made it all the more worthy of being special. Lady Yuka had become unusually talkative, likely because of her hunger. So why am I rolling these dumplings? She told me matter-of-factly, for what else are dumplings other than being eaten? As night came and rain continued, the moon remained concealed behind the clouds as I expected. We placed the dumplings to be offered on the porch facing the stone garden courtyard. Lady Yuko sat behind the dumplings, immediately took one and placed it in her mouth. Right. This was known as Ugetsu, or rainy moon, particularly when the harvest moon had been obscured due to rain. But even in times like this, we can enjoy imagining what the moon looks like above the clouds. That seems rather desperate to me. Not being able to see the moon during moon viewing ceremonies leaves me disappointed. Isn't that normal? Not at all. It's more refined that way. Since long ago, it has been much more cultured to look at round objects to inspire the imagination and envision the harvest moon, rather than see it directly. People would imagine the harvest moon to be many times bigger and beautiful than they'd ever witnessed before. All it takes is a single dumpling. The simplest method is best, am I right? Hello, thank you for the sub. Glad you can raise your head. Oguri cab? Oh man. Tsukimi udon. Udon noodles with an egg to resemble the moon also comes to mind. Saitomo shironi, also resembling the moon, is a common side dish. I enjoy udon with egg, so maybe preparing that instead of having a moon viewing ceremony might be more refined. And then being able to imagine the most breathtakingly beautiful harvest moon, the one that should be just beyond the clouds, came to be called Ugetsu. Lady Yoko took a dumpling between her fingers and held it over her head, placing it where the full moon should have been visible. Being satisfied with Ugetsu, I couldn't see behind the clouds. We returned inside. Lady Yuko said that she wanted to drink the moon viewing ceremonial sake, so I went to prepare it. As I walked, I thought about the best way to report to her the information I gathered about the progress the vampire had made with her rocket. I felt I was very close to understanding Lady Yukari's intention of having us monitor the vampire, but I was unable to put my thoughts in order just on my own. After pouring the sake, I once brought up the subject of the fox's visit from 2 months ago. Yukari is just being overly worried. She thinks there could be some untold number of spies on Earth or something. It was quite an incomprehensible request, was it not? I do not see why she could not have monitored the vampire herself. Lady Yuko laughed. I had tried to determine what she was thinking through indirect questions, but it seemed I was being too indirect to elicit any substantial response. Exactly. The same as usual. Lady Yuko always seemed like she knows something. But in actuality, she's merely acting on whatever strikes her fancy. I wondered if anything serious would happen if we left things as they were. So I resolved my will and confessed what I had been doing. I spoke of my investigation of the rocket and the surveillance of the vampire's house for the past 2 months. I spoke of how the rocket was incomplete, as they were missing a method of propulsion. I spoke of once they completed a cylindrical 3-stage rocket, they'd be able to launch at any time. Lady Yuko listened to me with her eyes wide open. I continued my report, prepared for her wrath. I don't mind if she's upset. Hey, hello there, Ray. How's it going? Welcome. As long as I am able to bring everything down to my level of comprehension, that will be acceptable. But the words that came from her mouth are far beyond my wildest expectations. Let the vampire finish her rocket. Since he passed on what I said to the Shrine Maiden, everything else should fall into place. It was hopeless trying to understand anything, and so I gave up on the notion of thinking for myself. What Lady Yuko desired was for the vampire to complete her rocket and leave for the moon before Lady Yukari did. Would that be wise? I surrendered to the flow. Now I am on the moon. The surface of the moon is covered in water. I can see waves coming from... Oh, mad. Right back to the beginning. I can see waves coming from all directions, interfering with each other and making complex patterns on the surface. Is this really the sea? It is so wide. It seems even wider than the Sanzu River. I assume Yomu hasn't seen the sea on Earth, right? Yeah, right. Likely because the visibility is better. But most of all, the moon is more beautiful than I had imagined it to be. I remember what Lady Yuko said about the Ugetsu. People would imagine the harvest moon to be many times bigger and beautiful than any they had ever witnessed before. There are no seas in Gensokyo. Exactly. That's why she's comparing it to a river. Lady Yuko? Do you not know the way to the lunar capital? Not really. What I wanted to ask was, why did it will not be easy to enter the lunar capital? We need to take a special route. Did you plan on coming to the moon from the beginning? Yukari had asked me to come. But the real problem lies just ahead. We had sneaked into the moon from its reflection in a lake near the Scarlet Devil Mansion. It appeared to be an entrance Lady Yukari had prepared through some method. but there was still much that was unclear about Lady Yuko's actions and did not place too much confidence in them. But coming this far, I had no choice but to remain by her side. However, I was a little happy to have been able to come here. As I conducted my independent surveillance on the vampire, I must have started to feel jealous for some reason. There was like a small voice in my head saying, I want to see the moon too. In fact, if the vampire and her entourage were the only ones to go to the moon, I might have felt frustrated. In times like this, I was grateful for my mistress's whimsy. However, that gratitude turned into regret as my experience here began to erode my enthusiasm. I've been thoroughly tossed about by others on different wavelengths from myself, and the interference felt stronger than ever. Hey, yo, Yomu is so cute, man. I did not see this character of her. Like, I did not understand that to be a character until now. Until, like, after we've experienced her in so many different media. So, that's amazing, man. I love that. What a chapter. Very nice. I like it. For some reason in my head, I just kind of had a similar to Sakuya, but I think that's just because, you know, they're both like not servants, not underlings. Yeah, I don't want to say underlings, but they're both, you know, the second hand in command, kind of, or like the right hand to Lady Yuko and Pachuli, right? And they both have white hair, so yeah, I was just like, yeah, they're kind of similar, I guess, but no, they're completely not. They're really not. Don't get me wrong. Sakuya is cute as well. Does it Pach? It is Pach. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. But, to, Scarlet Devil Mansion in general, right? But Pachuli was here in the thing here. Yeah, imagine Pachuli being the leader. Yeah, Remilia. Imagine Pachuli being, Sakuya's master, bro. Oh, God. Yomu's just a gardener. Yomu's very competent in gardening and swordplay. Clueless for anything else. Oh, man. But, Pachuli lives in the Scarlet Devil Mansion, right? Though? She's just a fruit learning friend. Here I am calling her Sakuya's master. Oh, God. Okay. Alright. You never know. You know, Francis, you could be right. Alright. Final chapter. Here we go. 2 kinds of homesickness. Alright, whose POV is this? As always, there was a throng of people passing through the commons known as a meeting place for A Shogi and Go players. Okay, we're on the moon. I mean, obviously we're on the moon, but like, is it one of the Lunarians? Very similar vibes. Sakuya has the benefit of trial and error via her time manipulation. Yo, she thought she had us, but no, we know her. We know her true. We know why she seems so competent now. That's a good one. Those who are unable to find their opponent become irritated. Yeah. What's with that crowd? It seems like there's a fight going on, but it isn't nearly noisy enough for that. An elder rabbit was talking to a group of other rabbits in the crowd. Are they guy rabbits or are they all girls? The usual group of Go players. Fight? No, that's not it at all. They're just wanting to see something. Are they street performers? The younger looking ones are... yeah. Younger looking ones are yelling loudly about, can't the older Watatsuki sister catch that crook? The Watatskis are a prestigious family tasked with the security and policing of the lunar capital for nearly 1,000 years. Right, got you. And what do they do, Zekrom? They're in charge of... oh my god, man. So hold on, what... Necrophantasia... This is just straight up Necrophantasia. Okay. Which version of Necrophantasia is this? God, it's so good, man. The younger sister Yorihime is particularly important to the cause, possessing the power to easily call on the power of the gods to deal with any situation. The basic operative is to protect the capital from outside enemies, but they also take the rabbits' poor behavior to train them into soldiers. Very few rabbits want to become soldiers, and they see the Watatsuki manor as more of a boot camp. Right, yeah. No, what they want to see are the Watatsuki princesses in person. What they want to see the princesses? Heads turn to look at something trying to make its way through the crowd. There a human was doing a strange dance. Standing next to the human were the Watatsuki sisters, Yorihime and Toyohime. The dancing human looked like one from Earth who tried to attack the moon. He's the real criminal behind those rumors about rebellion. The rumors about rebellion caused great unrest, as whispers circulated about someone in the lunar capital plotting to overturn the government. No one knows who started it, but around the same time it did start, strange occurrences began to happen regularly. First, The flag that the humans planted on the near side of the moon was removed, vanished without a trace. Oh no! The flag got vandalized. This was seen as a sign that someone from Earth had invaded the moon. Then, someone was invoking the gods that live on the moon, using them for their own ends, something like what Princess Yorihime could do. And there were other reasons why everyone suspected the Watatsuki family. The Watatsuki sisters' roles were initially performed by someone else. This person was called the Sage of the Moon, Lady Eirin Yagokoro. Lady Yagokoro could make all kinds of medicine and was highly dependable, but she turned her back on the moon and went into hiding on Earth. There was an emergency decision to fill the vacant position in the lunar emissaries, and her pupils, the Watatsuki sisters, were chosen. However, once appointed, their first order was the search and retrieval of Lady Yagokoro. However, after nearly 1,000 years, they had nothing to show for their efforts. They claimed that she had not yet earned the right to return to the moon, as the moon sees Earth as a prison. Criminals are incarcerated. The Earth is Australia. It's Moon Australia. Oh man. On Earth until they had served their sentence. Therefore, it appeared that Lady Yagokoro had yet to atone for her crime. But the reality is that the Watatsuki sisters had still had trust in their mentor and did not want to be the ones to bring her back. Possibly because of this connection, the Watatsuki sisters were not entirely trusted by the rest of the lunar capital. Traces of an invader from Earth and inexplicable manipulation of the gods, it was only natural to suspect the Watatsukis. Alright, that's enough. You demonstrated well enough that you can summon the gods. Yorihime spoke to Reimu, who was performing a mysterious dance in front of a crowd of rabbits. Reimu said, "That's enough?" And the rabbits broke out into applause for some reason. Some even threw coins like they were giving needed donations at the shrine. Yo, hello there, Supi. Welcome, welcome. Reimu waved to the rabbits with a befuddled expression. You still need to exhibit your talents in many other places. Well, why do I have to keep doing this? You're in no situation to complain. And what's the point of doing that dance anyway? It's the best way to show that you're able to summon the gods. We don't like killing here, so it's the most serious punishment you'll receive. Once you've finished, you may return to Earth. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you dance to some of the gods here? Reimu spoke as she collected the thrown coins, then noticed that the crowd was beginning to disperse. Yorihime pulled Reimu's hand back and chided her. I wouldn't worry about money right now. This is silly. How come I've been the only one that has to stay here? You let the others go back so much as a slap on the wrist, but I'm being punished like this. That slap on the wrist? You're mistaken. Living on Earth is the worst punishment you can receive. The way I see it, they just left for home, Reimu retorted. She looked at the peach trees through a round window for the large Oriental-style manor. That's crazy. Oh man. That's crazy. The window was not made of anything like glass. It appeared to be wide open, but bugs aren't able to enter, likely because such uncivilized beings such as bugs did not exist on the moon to begin with, but also kept the room at a comfortable temperature. Researchers immerse themselves in their research and debate about what can or cannot possibly exist with others. If they did not have to worry about food or other things to remain alive, they would conduct research for eternity. Maybe the lunar capital is something like that. If one lived here, maybe it would be natural to see Earth as a prison. A gourmet spread was laid out on the antique table. At this table, Reimu and the Watatsuki sisters were seated. When presented with splendid dishes, the likes of which she had never seen before, her mood improved considerably. This is in return for your efforts today. Tohime gave her words of gratitude. Reimu immediately set into the food. Its taste was even better than how it looked. I'm sorry to any Australians in the chat, man. I do apologize. Oh man, it's all in good jest. We're cousins after all. That was a good question. At least not. That's a good question. At least not until you've helped prove Yorihime innocent. But for now, just make yourself at home. Something feels kind of weird though. I thought the Lunatic. Oh, what a track! What a track. What a track. Hello there, Ninja. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. No worries, no worries. Hope you're having a good one, man. I thought the lunar capital would be a much busier, more urban place. Chomp, smack. Don't speak while having food in your mouth. Your earthly manners are a disgrace here. Yorihime scolded her, and Reimu ashamedly swallowed her food in silence. And there's one more reason why we need you to remain here, huh? She noticed that Yorihime had yet to touch her food. She was nervous for a moment, but relaxed when she saw Tohime had eaten the same things she had. You called upon the power of Sumiyoshi Sanjin to take you to the moon. I want you to tell me how this came out. Huh? No, now that I think about it, what exactly happened again? Yo, I love that. They put down a chopstick and tried to remember the chain of events leading to their arrival on the moon. The one who wanted to go to the moon in the first place was Ramelia. It was after they first met the people from the moon who lived in the bamboo forest. She took an interest to the city on the moon and thought to go there herself. That's why she worked on building the rocket for over a year. Reimu wasn't nearly as interested, mostly because she didn't believe it would be possible to go at all. However, if there was some method available, that was a different story. She wanted to go see it at least once. Ramelia had come calling often, asking for a cooperation in doing something something or another, although it was Sakia rather than Ramelia. One day she asked about something that could be used as rocket fuel. I don't know the first thing about rocket fuel. Something about doing a dance with while holding a dried turtle. How would that get you to the moon? The vampire's brain must have gone crazy for being alive for 500 years. Reimu was starting to get caught up in a recollection. Asked the sisters if they agreed. There are many ways to go between Earth and the moon. First, by traveling through space, like in the rockets you and those other Earthlings did, or the lunar veils the rabbits use. Damn. This is crazy. We just watched Cosmic Princess Kaguya as well. Bro, why? My entire life is revolving around the moon right now. That is wild. Hold on. If anyone's interested in that, I'll just drop you the link real quick. And I'm pretty sure, no spoilers, right? But I'm pretty sure I saw a lunar veil being used. Lunar veil is IRL, right? I mean, you know what I mean by IRL. Like it's actually in legend, right? It's not just a Toho thing, correct? If you guys are interested in that, here's my reaction to Cosmic Princess Kaguya. Brilliant movie, by the way. Brilliant movie. Yeah. It is, isn't it? Yeah. I'm pretty sure, like, I saw them put, like, a cloth or a veil on one of the characters, and I was like, is that the lunar veil? Yeah. Fan and Kaguya and Cosmic Kaguya. Too good, man. Oh, goodness. Amazing. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Reimu was disappointed at Yodahime's answer being different than what she expected. But people of the moon are different. We can move through a door that greatly decreases the distance between the earth and moon. It's just as how the Sanzu River separates yet connects a world of living to Higan. That certainly does seem far away. But if you die, you go there in a flash, so it must be close. This is Cage in Lunatic Runate. We are on the final chapter now. But you know, Gensokyo is pretty tiny. Earth is much, much bigger. But it seems like this place is even smaller than Gensokyo. Just where does that arrogance come from? It's a power, bro. Size has nothing to do with it. We are simply superior, that is all. Now returning to the subject at hand. Wow, she just glosses over that. It seems you use both methods of moving through space and contracting distance. When she said that, Reimu remembered that the distance from Earth to the moon felt shorter than she'd imagined. How did that happen? We don't think the rocket was built by Earthlings. Maybe there's someone else who lended the knowledge. Reimu said that it took a few coincidences for the rocket's completion. Oh, are we done, by the way? Hold on. I believe we are done. Wow. Okay, next one. Here we go. Right. Oh, goodness. Oh, I like it. Sounds like Bad Apple. Going to the Vampire Rocket Project. It was a half phantom Yomu who had told. What makes Yomu a half phantom? She have like a phantom parent? What happened there? Interesting. Who told them about the rocket's driving force. And then there was a matter of Reimu training to call upon the power of the gods for some reason. Really? Respect, bro. Damn. Made it work with the ghost. That's crazy. With these happening almost simultaneously, but the vampire rocket was able to reach completion. Wow. Okay. But was this all mere coincidence? Of course it wasn't. That was likely clear to everyone. It all had to have been the doings of that yokai behind the scenes. This made one wonder if the rumors circulating the lunar capital about someone staging a coup were also a coincidence. Yeah, right? Wow. Interesting. Okay. Lending their knowledge. But I was the one who came up with the idea of using the Sumiyoshi Sanjin. So how were you able to call them? Well, I just happened to be training to call upon the power of the gods and... Wait a minute. Why was I training for that anyway? Yorihime was becoming slightly agitated with the Earthling's vague memory. Weren't you training at that request of someone? At the request of someone? Oh, that's right. It was Yukari who told me I need to train. I really don't know why though. Yukari Yakumo, am I right? Toyohime joined in the conversation. Is Shinsi understood something upon hearing that name? Do you know her? She's the worst yokai in Gensokyo. Naturally, there is no one in the lunar capital who is not aware of her. Her ability to travel freely between Earth and Moon makes her quite a nuisance. Oh, interesting. Wow, she's pretty famous. Wait, did you say she could freely travel between Earth and the Moon? Yes, and she used that ability to bring a throng of yokai here long ago, including Japanese goblin. Of course, we send them back much worse with the wear. I don't care about that. So we didn't even have to make a rocket or anything like that to get to the moon. Why didn't she help us? Tohime used a ladle to fill a glass with some variety of magic liquid from a large clay pot. Raymond momentarily increased her vigilance when she saw it. This is a special kind of alcohol that had been fermenting for eternity through magical means. It's not like anything you've ever tasted on Earth. You didn't poison it, did you? We dislike senseless killings. Tohime said as she drank the cup she had offered to Reimu. But what these guys are drinking, they might be poisonous to humans, bro. She offered her own cup in return. Still pensive as if doubting her eyes, Reimu took the cup. The overly refined fragrance might have felt somehow desolate if consumed on Earth. Yukari did an excellent job in pulling your strings, said Yorihime. What's that supposed to mean? You don't have to completely understand. Just know that we bear no ill will towards whoever came aboard the rocket. Now, that's enough talk for today. Let us enjoy the rest for drinking. We shall continue tomorrow. Outside the circular window, it had completely darkened. It was no longer possible to view the peach trees through it. However, there were two figures who should not have been there watching. Something that could never exist on the lunar capital, but had been seen by so many people on Earth. In shrines at night, under the willow trees, or in abandoned schools and hospitals, some people are even able to see them in the middle of the day, out in the cities, or in their own homes. They can interesting. They can show up just about anywhere. Ghosts. The Watatsky sisters did not notice a figure of a ghost watching them through the window, likely because there is no such thing as ghosts in the lunar capital. Lady Yoko, why is Reimu here? Yomu spoke in a whisper. She knew Yuko was planning something. Reimu, who was facing the window, told Yorihime and Toyohime of her own war stories, although all thoroughly drunk. Yorihime was interested in the doings on Earth and listened intently. She might have been hoping to hear about her former mentor. I'm so jealous, Yomu. What? Whatever for? How I'd love to enjoy such a sumptuous feast like that every day. No, I don't think even you could eat that much. But please never mind that. Why is Reimu here? Maybe she just came calling? I know she came here on that vampire's rocket, but I wonder what happened to the other passengers. That is what I meant. I've been with you the whole time, so I have no way of knowing. I suppose you're right. Do you believe they've captured the others? But it seems that Reimu is the one they've captured, in one sense of the word. However, it appears more like a reception than anything. Did anyone ever imagine seeing a ghost in the lunar capital? I guess that's kind of like blasphemy, because you can't die on the moon. Or like, you know, on the moon you're immortal. Ghosts inherently reside in a pure land. This means kind of the opposite, I guess. This meant that they have not been tainted by life nor death, and as a result they are able to act without leaving behind any traces of their presence. Very few are aware of this fact. Even when yokai invaded the moon long ago, there were only some yokai that noticed by sheer coincidence. But was it a coincidence that this untainted ghost was here at this mansion? No, it's clear that this was not a coincidence at all. Yeah, exactly. It was all due to the guidance of that yokai, Yukari Yakumo. What exactly is the ghost's plan now that they had safely infiltrated the moon? That would be the final step in Yukari's master plan. Right. Exactly, Dash. The shrine on the border of Gensokyo. And the Lunarians are living in some different, like, reality, bro. The shrine on the border of Gensokyo. The trees dyed in red began to lose their color, gradually turning white. As it mimicked white powder falling from trees, the trees were eventually came to be called powdered trees. At the Hakure shrine, the fallen leaves had formed a carpet due to the lack of upkeep. Back on Earth now, yeah. And the leaves from the powdered trees were turning the carpet white. With lone tenant absent, the whole building felt desolate. Where's Marisa? Oh, I guess back on the way back to Earth. Wait, how did they get sent back anyway? If the rocket was stopped working, I guess we'll find out. It seemed as the ruins of an old building reclaimed by nature. As if refusing the weathering state of the shrine, a girl showed up, walking across the leaves, kicking up newly fallen white speckled ones. Guess she ain't here today either. She sat down on the cold offertory box. Why didn't those Lunarians let Reimu come back with us, huh? That's gotta be Marisa. Are they still giving her a third degree or something? Oh, the lunar veil. Right. Yeah, either that or the water, the sea pond thingy that Yukari uses. But no, it would be the veil, I guess. Yeah. Watching for a while to see if anyone else would come, she grew bored of waiting as she expected and left the shrine. The black magician, then the devil's maid, and the wine-wielding Tengu. The shrine had many visitors who came to see the shrine was still empty and turned, but the shrine's occupant did not return. While the shrine was silent, the vampire's interest changed from the moon to some other subject. She was unable to forget about the sea that she saw while on the moon, so she said she wanted to make one in Tokyo. Okay. Making a sea required dissolving sodium into a massive body of water, like a large lake. The surface of Earth is covered in 70% salt water. How would it be possible to recreate such a thing? There's no source of rock salt to be found in Tokyo. However, it would be possible to collect the salt found in the blood of humans, but salt wasn't the proper. Excuse me? Even if the Earth would return a sea to Tokyo, it would not be a host to living things. It would just be like the blue expanse a certain yokai saw not too long ago. It would be a sea without fish or bacteria or anything. There's no need for seawater. Yeah. Can we not widen it a little if you just move those books over there? Amelia Scarlet was in the library under her mansion making her own personal sea. There's nowhere else to move them, you know, said the exasperated librarian, patchily knowledge. So we shall move them to an unused room in the mansion. What? But then I'll have to sort them all over again. Many of the books in the library have been moved to make room for the massive pile of sand that now cover the floor. This cannot be true. This cannot truly be called a sea, merely an indoor pool. It will not be a permanent fixture either. Why was she creating a space to play in the water in the middle of winter? It seemed to be how the vampire was planning on expressing her thanks. Her desire to visit the moon was fulfilled thanks to the Shrine Maiden's power. She thought to build the sea until the Shrine Maiden returned to Earth, and then invite her to enjoy it. A sea in a Gensokyo where there had been none. She imagined any human would be pleased by this development. It wouldn't be until several days later that she received word that the Shrine Maiden had returned. Ooh. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. This just gives me stack, bro. Oh my god. I guess it's kind of what is this song called? Fly the Bamboo Cutter. Yeah, kind of outfit is okay for a day at the sea, right? Kaguya scene. It's so good, man. Reimu Hakare, returning home after being held for nearly a month on the moon, was preparing a trip to the beach at the vampire's invitation. But the sea is under the Scarlet Devil Mansion, ain't it? Seems more like splashing around at the hot springs to me. Marisa answered Reimu's question, the usual exchange. The shrine, which had many visitors but no resident, had appeared to have completely fallen into ruin. But once the resident returned, it immediately returned back to normal. She was vital to the shrine after all. So why are we splashing around in this chill anyway? I was so warm back on the lunar capital, I didn't expect the shrine to get this cold. Buildings with no one in them are the coldest. That's because people give buildings their warmth. They're only cold because the phantoms that have moved in. And I still have to clean up and get ready for the new ceremony, she complained as she continued to prepare for the sea. It appeared that her body had yet to accustom itself. To the weather. I still can't believe they made the sea despite the whole fiasco on the moon. Why don't they think up of some way to get a sea here on Earth? Well, that's because that would be even further than the moon. The seas are further than the moon? That just may be true. It might be appropriate to make a retort about how the Tanegashima and the Kennedy Space Center wow, what a line to read. Float on the sea. But within the confines of Gensokyo, there were none. But those who had went to the moon, yet did not cross the boundaries of Gensokyo, the thought to go outside the boundaries should have never occurred to them. But there was no sea. All they could do was make one. That's what they believed. However, the library naturally proved to be too small for the construction of a sea. The underground library had been submerged, and they took that excuse to further furnish it with palm trees and colorful parasols. A lamp had been placed to imitate the midsummer sun, but this memory of it was too vague to recreate convincingly. It would have been impossible in the first place for a vampire to willingly make anything resembling the sun. But at any rate, it was dim and cold. Beach episode asterisk. The vampire pretended to sunbathe underneath the parasols. Her witch friend read books as always. Like I said, it's not right to be playing in the water in the middle of winter. And when we came out of the sea, it seemed particularly cold, not hospitable to the demon body. Milady, it appears you have a visitor. made her Rumelia aside and informed her. Rumelia cocked her head and said, just ignore them in a tiresome manner. But at the moment, the air was cut by a lukewarm wind that blew across the chilled winter sea. An elegant sheet was laid out on the artificial beach, floating above a figure with a gaudy parasol clad in swimwear, appearing out there. Oh my god! I gotta see this, bro. Come on, man. Appearing out a thin gap in there was a yokai Yukari Yakumo bearing alcohol. Yukari had visited to extend an invitation to a party. If one were to receive such an invitation from her, it's only natural to wonder what ulterior motive she may have. Now I'm locked in, bro. Upon her forceful appearance, she started her party before anyone else could say a word in protest. Yukari Yakumo had brought her Shikigami Ran and her friend. Oh my god, they all have swimsuits, bro. Yuko Sagyoji, along with the 7 Yomui Kompaku. The beach in the basement had suddenly become the scene of a big party. Wow, this is an unusual variety of lake. Rumelia was genuinely surprised. Oh, lake? Sake. Upon hearing this, Yukari replied, how rude. It's not poison, I'll have you know. While nonsensical, Reimu and Marissa were actually suspicious of whether or not it was poison. Once the maid partook of the alcohol, they followed suit. Huh? Where have I tasted this before? Oh, you know what? It's been a while. I want to see it again. Yeah, I remember. Where have I tasted it before? Reimu seemed to be unable to remember, and for some reason, Yuko saw Reimu in a puzzled state. Marissa asked, this sure is some pure sake. I don't know how they made it, but maybe they make something like this. Yukari reiterated in response, it's not poison. Actually, there's a secret behind the sake that Yukari had bought. It was sake made in the lunar capital, of course. Those had nothing to do with life nor death. Because of that, they fit in perfectly with the pure nature of the lunar capital. During a month-long stay on the moon, Yuko's presence there did not raise any suspicions in the least. This allowed her to brazenly steal the lake, sake, and once the next full moon occurred, Yukari was able to open the way back to Earth. Yuka had simply one reason for her theft. It was to obtain revenge on the crushing defeat that Watatsuki sisters levied on them so long ago that without involving the rest of the Lunarians. While as Yukari, who led the invasion that utterly failed more than 1,000 years ago, Yukari knew that if she were to attack directly again, it would draw far too much attention. So she devised a strategy to use the vampire's attack and even herself as decoys. If Yukari was confined to Earth, then there wouldn't be anyone else with the ability to travel between Earth and the moon. That would be the only way to have the Watatsuki sisters lower their guard. But was the sake heist the true intent of Yukari's second lunar invasion? Lucky! Hey, not wrong, bro. Tell me of what happened on the lunar surface during your assault. Yukari told the vampire. That was so long ago, I've already forgotten. You may harbor 1,000-year-old grudges, but I live for the future. Oh my, harboring grudges? Who mentioned anything like that? Yukari said with a sly grin. Didn't you say something about invading the moon this winter 6 months ago? That was so long ago, I've already forgotten. Rumelia gave a slight laugh and began to recount the time of her trip to the moon. Despite her nearly incomprehensible explanation of the rocket's construction, her tales of the journey within it, the color of the sea, and the defeat at the hands of the Watatsuki no Yorihime were amusing. The surprising thing is that it appeared Rumelia felt no particular frustration about losing. She may not have thought that she would emerge victorious in the first place, as she knew the combined efforts of Yukari and the other yokai stood no other chance either. So why build a rocket and go to the moon at all? For fun. For bants, bro. Yukari's skirmish on the moon was ages before Rumelia was born. Perhaps she was jealous. Of course, the encounter with the group at A&T was likely a major cause. That is when she first learned of the existence of the lunar capital. To Rumelia, that was the frontier of her dreams. Oh yes, I invited other guests today. At the same time the words left Yukari's mouth, a fairy maid entered the library to see. Everyone became slightly nervous. Exactly. It appears those you spoke of have arrived to the party. Rumelia nodded towards the entrance, where two figures had appeared. These rather unusual visitors to the mansion were Eirin Yagokoro and Kaguya Horizon. Crazy, man. Well, we heard there's going to be a party, but a heated pool? It's a sea, said Rumelia. It's a freezing pool, said Reimu. But at the same time, in the dimly lit underground was a beach, water, colourful parasols, palm trees, and a mixture of human and yokai. That's just Toho for you, man. This scene would likely perplex anyone. Yukari probably greeted them. Terribly sorry to keep you waiting, she said as she bowed. Eirin instantly understood the situation and kneeled in the seiza on the elegant sheet. Yeah, exactly. Eirin had a complete understanding of what had happened. A certain yokai had used a shrine maiden to cause unrest through the rumors in the lunar capital. The shrine maiden did her part by summoning the gods as this yokai had instructed. The only one who had the permission to do this was Watatsuki no Yorihime. This made her a suspect as well as her mentor Eren Yagakoro. This too was plotted by the yokai. Someone would get the idea to use the power of the Tsumiyoshi Sanjin summoned by the Shrine Maiden to complete the three-stage rocket. Of course, the Tsumiyoshi Sanjin, the gods of voyage, would be housed in a tube. Surely it was the same god of Saturn V, the first American rocket to reach the moon. The moment Eren saw the vampire rocket, she knew that it was built on a book about rockets from the outside world. But there was no way they were aware of the Tsumiyoshi Sanjin's importance. No way. The only one who would have recognized that need would be someone well versed in Gentokyo, the outside world and the lunar capital. At that moment, it was obvious to Eren that someone was controlling these events from the shadows. She was convinced that whomever it was also had the Shrine Maiden trained to summon the gods, so it could only have been Yukari Yakumo. By using a rabbit that had unexpectedly escaped from the moon, she was able to send a letter to the Watatsuki sisters. If it weren't for the rabbit, she had planned to once again replace the moon with a fake, so that only the main perpetrator would not reach the moon. However, that would once again cause unrest throughout Gentokyo, so it was a dangerous method. But Eren was also uneasy. The one pulling the strings had a vague objective. Even if she felt that she had to create a fake moon as the last resort, it was entirely possible nothing would have happened. That alone was ominous enough. And now she was face to face with the mastermind. Yukari was provoking Eren through an invitation to drink. And what strange turn of events led to this? Eren gazed at her surroundings. Given the rocket launch was not too long ago, and the beach that now occupy most of the library, it could be said that this is Gentokyo's very own Cape Canaveral. We just thought it was necessary to soothe the pain of labor with some sake, Yukari said, ominously as she handed some to Eren. Eren's mind moved quickly, but the speed proved to have its weakness. Whenever confronted with anything she could not understand, she would pretend to purposely act composed. It was to prevent revealing that she was unsteady. Okay. However, the biggest weakness of wise beings are when they act composed without intending to do so. All wise beings know this. Oh, why thank you, Eren said as she took the sake. How rude, it's not poison. This seemed to be a running gag to Yukari. But small amounts of poison can be medicine. Of course Eren would say that. Eren said as she drank the sake. And the moment it passed through her lips, she froze. Besides her, Kaguya and the drunken ring were already talking about something. But you know, the lunar capital was a lot more primitive than I thought. Like the building and stuff. Kaguya laughed. Of course you would. That's why you earthlings will remain forever inferior. What are you saying? Living in a house built of wood that never weathers away, blessed by nature, quietly playing shogi after finishing our standardized tasks. Is that not the lifestyle humans desire once the technology becomes sufficiently advanced in the far future? Oh, thank you very much. Sorry, it looks like our alerts aren't working. We really got to get this fixed, man. Our team is still looking into why that's happening. But thank you. The only humans who desire that are those who are dead. But it is certain that the lifespan of humans will continue to lengthen. What do you think about that? It meant something to... Yeah, exactly. It meant something to shorten the lifespan, right? It's not like you can keep living after your brain's rotted away. That's a surprise, Kaguya. She surely felt the difference between... Ooh, are we? No, I think we still have more. Between the pure lunar capital and Gentokyo, where life and death was part of everyday life. Marissa was talking to Remelia. Man, I've had more than enough of all this moon business. Why? Asked Remelia, cocking her head. Well, I'm glad we got back and all, but that rocket was just a one-way deal, you know? So wasn't it just a missile? That was because we used the Tsumiyoshi Sanjin. On the way there, we lost 2 parts of it. Since there aren't any 6-part gods, we did not have enough to go to and return from the moon. Remelia waved her finger in the air as if drawing a spiral. It seems as if it was supposed to represent a 6-seed rocket. You should have done the math for the flesh and blood humans like me. On the other hand, you would have been fine if you were just tied to the string. To the thing being a vampire. If it came to that, I would just fly to the moon myself. Amelia spread her arms and looked towards the ceiling. Better do something about that whole weak to sunlight part then. Right. Marissa laughed as she took another drink. She honestly thought that even Remelia was fed up with the moon. Aiden took another drink, but no doubt about it. Whatever labor they went through to get the sake is no ordinary venture. This was not some cheap swill that businessmen would drink after hours, incomprehensible babble spilling from their mouths. It was an exceedingly ancient sake that had been aging for over 1,000 years in the lunar capital. Yes, it was likely steeping even at the time when Aiden fled for Earth. What is this? Erin was clearly shaken. She had shown composure without intending, meaning it was the moment Yukari had been waiting to strike. Erin could never forget the taste of that sake, the purity that was impossible to obtain on the impure earth, and the deep flavor that came from his millennium-long slumber. It must have been centuries since he left their hometown. I thought you were becoming distraught with homesickness. I had some sake from the lunar capital prepared for you. Ah, okay, Yukari. Damn. Yukari grinned. The ominous smile left a deep scar in Erin's mind, something she would never be able to forget. To make those who cannot die question the meaning of living, to make them fear the unknown, what they cannot understand, that was the true intention behind Yukari's second lunar invasion. Oh, damn! Alright. Oh, interesting. She made an immortal think twice about life. Very interesting. Okay. Alright. And that is the end of that one. Look at that is the end of the entire novel. Lovely. So we do have an afterword to read, so we'll read that real quick. But nice. Oh, also by the way, Kenzo, just double checking if you added that one. Sorry, the alert wasn't working. In case you tapped out. Big brain Yukari. Yeah. Oh my god. Alright. Well, afterword by Zun now. Hello, I'm Zun. Thank you for reading this book. It's my first novel in a while. Oh, what are you? Yo, Kenzo. Thank you very much. Did I say Kenzo? Kenzo. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's my first novel in a while. By taking the various supporting characters and making them focus of each chapter, I made this book to be a compilation of their own personalities and viewpoints. While it isn't possible to understand the whole story through this novel alone, I wrote it with the hopes to deepen the characters a little more. And I truly understood the characters even more, man. Like, it's been a while now, so we played some of the games. We've read the manga, we watched fan anime, we've obviously listened to music, but now with this included, I truly start to understand the characters a bit more. This is why I love light novels, bro. This is why I love novels, man. But yeah. Yeah, Kensoki is a world isolated from the rest of our own world. This fact is occasionally a hindrance to the understanding of most people, but as this book is written in the first person view of the characters with extraordinary senses, this book was meant to be enjoyed as a fantasy novel. But nevertheless, even if the moon were actually covered in water or remained as its normal grey self, it is filled with an almost romantic longing. They say that truth is stranger than fiction, so it may be a matter of course that we would be convinced of the existence of whatever we imagine. Even routines can be romantic in their fine details. There's a feeling I get from what the inhabitants of Gensokyo say. Like, genuinely, what if there are rabbits living on the moon, man? You never know, bro. Now, is it really so hard to have romantic feelings in life? These romantic feelings in life, perhaps those who call the plains of the moon seas were also romanticist. Now, let's say there was a city on the far side of the moon, constantly hidden from the sight of Earthlings, giving a special name and backstory to the enigma would also naturally be the work of a romanticist. Exactly. Now, what about the residents of Gensokyo who built a rocket to travel to the lunar capital? Exactly! That was the cutting edge of their technology, but as it was not opposing any kind of reality, history, or natural providence, very few humans or yokai, if any, felt some kind of romanticism in the process. The only ones who would feel that way about happenings in Gensokyo are likely humans from the outside world, but on the other hand, Gensokyo sees the outside world in a romantic light. Working or studying day after day while sharing information or shopping without leaving the house in between, that kind of lifestyle might be overflowing with romanticism to the inhabitants of Gensokyo. Easiest way to feel romance in your everyday life is to live in a fantasy world, and that is surprisingly easy to do. Just read a fantasy novel. Zun, you amazing human being. It's so right though, man. Like, that's why I love reading, bro. I still remember I finished all of the novel. I don't read much these days. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time. But back when I was in med school, ironic saying I had more time in med school, I was finishing all the Spice and Wolf light novels, man. I had actually caught up to the final epilogue one, the final spring log one. So it's amazing. Like, it really allows you to feel immersed, like feel kind of just lost in a fantasy world, bro. It's beautiful. Yeah, exactly. And we have Zun stuff here as well to appreciate, man. Krim, thank you very much, bro. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening along, reading along, man. Appreciate it massively. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. Thank you. My first like proper novel read along, man, on stream. So really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. I'm down. I'm game, bro. I mean, that's why we have SPONSA now as well. So if there's anything you guys are interested in me like consuming, I would love to do that and be able to experience it with you guys. Krim says next reading, I'm thinking about maybe doing Perfect Memento. Memento is a perfect memento is strict sense. It's an encyclopedia of character bios and locations written by a character in universe. Oh! Well, alright. Yo, I'm game. I love that. Yo, Rick, thank you so much. Why is our alert box not working? Is there an update? Like, getting pushed through or something? What the hell? I refreshed the cache. Still broken. Yeah, hold on. Let me send a test on. Thank you so much, Rick. Sorry, the alerts aren't working. Hold on, I'll send that. Oh. Ooh, alerts are broken. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Let's start. Okay. One more. Interesting. Okay. They're a bit delayed. Interesting. It might be something to do with the API call or something. We'll see. Alright, awesome. Yeah, almost at the full bar. Indeed. Thank you, Krim, once again, man. I am open to whatever you have in mind, bro. Oh, yeah, okay, there it's going. Alright. I'm open to whatever you have in mind. And again, like even just not just, but like even reading the novels, this Cajun Lunatic Renegade, I was able to grasp so much about the characters that I wasn't completely familiar with, right? Like know their personalities and stuff. But yeah, I would love to read the encyclopedia, man. That sounds great. Not just yet, we actually have some gaming we can keep on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. Should be fine, as you know, pretty much as a game. And then we'll go on to Twitch for the songs. But all right, shall we continue on here? Exactly, Zekrom. Exactly, man. Ooh, oopsie. Perfect Memento in the strict sense is an article about the characters from Touhou 69 written by Hieda no Aku in verse. Some right. Okay. Right. Oh, I believe it was the it was the Dojin ones, right? Yeah, we just need to sort out like what we wanted to do for the pricing. Kagero just swapped that over for like any regular requests on that day as well. But yeah, I should talk to Kagero to see what we can come up with in terms of pricing for Dojins, because I think for those it would have to be per page, because the chapters themselves are like massively long, or per time slot, I guess. But yeah. All right, beautiful. Let's continue on. Here we go. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed that, man. Hope you enjoyed listening to me yap. Well, not really yap, read along as much as I enjoyed reading, man. That was a blast. All right, here we go. Guys, what do we have here? This is Touhou 6, Embodiment of a Scarlet Devil. I was going to say, Touhou 6, we're throwing it back to quite some time ago. But no, this is 3D. Wait, what? What is this? Embodiment of Scarlet Devil 3D extra stage playthrough. Okay. It's a fan game. It's 3D Touhou, yeah? Oh my god. I could barely handle 2D, bro. That's crazy. VR? What? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh. Dude, this looks impossible, bro. What? We're in a -C video, yeah. Oh. Wait, how? Like, genuinely, how is that dodge even working? Crazy. Oh my god. Hold on, I gotta rewind that. Bro, this actually is a -C video. Oh my god. Yeah, like this is your hitbox, right? Partially. Right, okay. Oh, I love this track. Oh, wait, hold on. I think the volume's a bit low. There you go. Oof. Bro, if I thought I couldn't understand Toho gameplay, I absolutely can't understand this, bro. Like regular Toho gameplay versus this. Oh my god. Well, you can move the camera around as well. Right. FPS? Oh my god. My eyes, like, can't follow anything, bro. I'm just vibing to the music. Oh my god. Hey, you and Owen. Oh, I see, okay. Ooh. Damn. I see. That death sound is giving me PTSD, bro. Oh my god. No! Oh my god, the laser. I can imagine. Yeah, literally. Oh my god. Damn. Bloody hell, man. Bro, I was about to say, like, I can't. It's hard for me to fathom what's going on the screen right now. Oh my god. Oh, yo. I want to play Ace Combat, man. I think I played Ace Combat when I was super young. I haven't played it since. Yeah. Oh, unlucky. Oh my god. Really? Okay, okay. I would love to play Ace Combat. This is just a survival spell card, right? Oh, God. Oh, Rick, thank you very much. Appreciate you big time. Thankfully, the alerts are working now. Oh, my God. What in the Beat Saber? And the goal is completed. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what you're talking about, Necrom. My God. This is what they actually live through. IRL, man. But we see 2D. This is what they go through. Oh, bro. This shot just reminds you of minus T. Bam, bam, bam. Oh my. Wait, what is even happening? Oh my God. So trippy, literally. Right, right. Oh. I was gonna say that we've died quite a lot here. That Mr. Velka, I was literally wondering the same thing. Oh my God, Grim. Ay, ay, ay. Very cool looking. She's gonna 1cc this. Oh my God. Like, I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of the player right now, but I'm like, I don't know how the movements are happening. Kinda, I guess, but I can't gauge the depth. Okay. Oh my God. No bomb was that? Oh no, that is done. Oh my God. Bam, 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 bada, bada, bam, bam. Yeah. I'm not understanding it, man. Oh my God. That's what I was thinking as well. Like, maybe when you actually play it yourself, you might be able to get a feel for it. I'm definitely a doer, not a I need to play. I need to actually do something. Yeah. Wow, man. Yo, well played, man, and thank you for introducing me to Man said Toho on 1,000,000 times difficulty. God damn. Oh, there's no credits out there? Well, I don't mind listening to the credits. What song is this? Yeah. Oh wow, it's a bop. Camera is not your friend. Bloody hell though, man. 3D Toho, yeah? Nice, and the rest we have music after. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you for this request, man. Alright, interesting to see a 3D Toho game. That is pretty crazy. Alright. Lovely. And let's refresh and get on to the next one. Yeah, agreed. Let me put the BGM on here. And yeah, I believe that's it. Everything else is music. Twitch time indeed. Kenzoku. Oh my god. I have a refresh. Let me know if I need to refresh once again or anything like that, and we'll continue on Twitch. All right, guys. Thanks all for coming. Appreciate you big time. We're not done yet. We still have some music to get through. Very excited for that. So if you haven't already, be sure to follow over on Twitch. There you go. Thank you very much, you guys. Appreciate it big time. This is going to be Shabir in Velo City, and I'll catch you in a couple of minutes. Peace. We'll see you in a bit, guys. Bye-bye.